These are my audience members. And I'll hand you the camera.
Is it running?
Yeah.
Okay.
This is Brian Jenkins. I'm doing my speech on obesity and childhood development. Obesity, diabetes, and high cholesterol. These afflictions aren't for adults anymore. These chronic illnesses have now invaded America's youth. Childhood obesity is on the rise, and it remains an epidemic problem here in the United States. Furthermore, according to the documentary Supersized Kids on PBS, 2 out of every 3 10-year-olds will grow up to be an obese adult. So we have a growing number of obese children that will become obese with higher rates of chronic illnesses facing today. Our bodies weren't designed, A, to consume processed sugar and high-fat, high-calorie diet, and B, weren't designed to carry so much excess weight. The ramifications of these problems are huge. If we don't get them under control, poor quality of life, astronomical medical expenses, early death. We owe it to our children to get this problem under control. The number one way we could do this is with prevention. 3 ways we could do this is to support breastfeeding, delay introduction of sweets and processed foods, and by making exercise the cultural norm. The American Academy of Pediatrics recommends breastfeeding for 1 year or longer. It's because studies show the rates of inversely related to the duration of breastfeeding. For each month an infant is breastfed, up to 9 months, the likelihood decreases by 4%. This adds up to 36% decrease in obesity for an infant who is exclusively breastfed. We need to educate moms on the importance of breast milk, encourage them and support them in breastfeeding. We need to make breastfeeding classes prenatally more accessible. We need to increase lactation staff at hospitals and have outpatient clinics for all mothers to make an appointment to see a lactation nurse if they have any issue. The Affordable Care Act helped moms access breast pumps, which was greatly helpful, but we need to keep going. We need insurance companies to help cover milk storage bags, creams, sanitation equipment, etc. So these financial issues aren't obstacles. We need more acceptance of breastfeeding in public as a norm in our society. For those who cannot breastfeed, for medical reasons, we need to support and explore the option of pasteurized donor milk for at least some of the feedings. After infants get a healthy start with breastfeeding, we need to start giving them the right nutrition as they grow. This means eating whole foods, unprocessed foods, low amounts of sugar, and sensible proteins. Whole foods are what our bodies were designed to eat. For example, an apple has fiber and sugar in it, so you don't get that high blood sugar spike when you eat it. Now take a bag of Doritos. And 11 chips, you have 150 calories. That's a very high calorie dense food. If you ate 11 baby carrots instead, you'd only have consumed 39 calories. This is just one example of potential calorie discrepancies between whole foods versus processed foods. Parents can also help waiting as long as possible to introduce sugary beverages. For example, a 20-ounce bottle of Coca-Cola has 240 calories and 13 teaspoons of sugar, which is a quarter of the calories needed for the whole day. These are empty calories and provide no nutritional value. These items should only be given on special occasions. Making meal prepping a family affair and normalizing those behaviors, this is the time we can teach our kids proper portion size. Like Americans' weight, it's on the rise. And by eating healthy, whole, unprocessed foods and having proper portion size, children will have a better tomorrow. Now that we have a better understanding of nutrition and portion, it's time to look at physical activity. This means decreasing screen time and increasing physical activity. The AAP, American Academy of Pediatrics, recommends no more than 2 hours of screen time per day and at least 60 minutes of physical activity. Exercise has a bad connotation to some. It goes beyond jumping jacks, running, push-ups, exercise. Exercise can be fun. 60 minutes of activity could be playing ball with the kids outside in the backyard, going on family walks around the neighborhood. There are also activity children's classes you can enroll in, such as gymnastics, martial arts, and swimming. Many of these classes are at your local YMCA at a reasonable price. There are many health benefits associated with being active, such as lower cholesterol, lower chance of diabetes, weight loss, and increased social interaction on sports teams and exercise classes, and a general sense of feeling better. Exercise is about much more than just getting out there. It's about more than just weight loss. It's about getting out there. Obesity is sadly on the rise, but the good news is it doesn't have to be. There are ways to prevent it and reverse it. There are many health risks associated with being obese, which wouldn't be an issue if the weight was lost. Whether you're a parent to be learning about breastfeeding, a parent of a toddler or school-age child who's looking for healthy dinners, or a working mom who needs to go for a walk after dinner for their own exercise too, it's never too late to start on the path to a healthy future. Childhood is the time to lay the groundwork for these healthy lifestyles, something we owe our children. My hope is for our children and our children's children to have long, healthy lives, free of chronic problems and problems that are so rampant today. Thank you. And let's see, my audience members are still here. Thank you.